You see, becoming a Christian does not simply mean that I reserve my Sunday mornings and a few bucks for God. It doesn't mean that I curb some of my bad language, let more people merge in traffic, try to be a better person. It means that I invite God to do what I cannot do, to recreate me from the inside out, to make me someone I am not. And just as I didn't get myself born the first time, had absolutely nothing to do with it, I cannot get myself born again, no matter how many times that guy on TV says, get yourself born again. Only God can grant, only God can work this new birth in our lives. Now, this was very hard for Nicodemus to hear. Can you understand why? Because he had spent his whole life trying, not trusting. He had studied and worked and memorized and recited and performed for as long as he could remember. And now Jesus was telling him that he would not see God's kingdom unless he experienced something completely transformational that was beyond his control, something he could not do for himself. In verse 4, Nicodemus replies, "What do you mean?" What are you talking about, Jesus? How can a man go back into his mother's womb and be born again? Now look, you've heard the born again phrase before, so you have an idea of what it might mean. Nicodemus had never heard it before, so he's like, what are you talking about? I mean, come on, Jesus, you're being ridiculous. I came here to try to make more sense of who you are and what you teach, and you're just making it more confusing. But Jesus was not talking about Nicodemus's body being born again. He was talking about his soul, his being. What he needed was not a refresh or a reboot like a computer. What he needed was a rebirth. He needed to invite God, he needed to invite Jesus to make him a different person. Have you done that? What Jesus taught Nicodemus is this: the new birth is received. It is not achieved. God is not keeping a checklist on you to see if you have done enough for him to say that you have experienced a new birth. He is waiting for you to trust him completely and to surrender your life to him so that he can remake you. You could say that it is believed and received, not achieved. And for his whole life, Nicodemus had been paying his dues and making religious deposits with God. And then Jesus tells him that everything that he had been trying to earn could only be received as a gift. And Nicodemus is not the only one with trouble internalizing that truth. Many Christians are stuck in the mentality that we are earning God's favor so that we can get our ticket to heaven. Many of us are caught in this futile effort to justify ourselves before God. But look, friend, try again is completely different than born again. You see, the new birth comes first, and then because you are a new person, then this good fruit that God wants to produce in your life can be natural for you because it is who you are. It is not who you are until you are born again.